Welcome back guys to another video. In today's video we're talking about this really important expression, there is and there are. You cannot live without this expression, so let's get into it. Alright guys, welcome back. So today we're learning this phrase, there is and there are. Now this is really important because in Czech it's possible to start clauses or sentences with just a verb. Let me give you an example. In Czech you could say something like v Praze jsou hodně turisty. If you translate this in English and say in Prague are lots of tourists, this is bad, this is wrong, because you say in Prague and then a comma, so then we start a new clause. And remember, every clause needs to start with a subject. So we cannot say, are lots of tourists, that's a verb. And this is when we say, there are. If there's kind of an empty space in the sentence, we say there. So in Prague, there are lots of tourists. And now we're following our sentence structure, subject, verb, object. There is the subject, are is the verb, the object, lots of tourists. So every time you have a sentence that starts with in something, like in my bathroom, comma, there is a shower, there is a toilet, there is a sink. You cannot just say in my bathroom is a sink and a toilet. There needs to be this kind of empty subject word there. Or another example, a Czech person might say something like, last weekend in Brno was a big music festival. Now this is bad because we say in Brno and then a comma, and then we need to start a new clause with a subject. We cannot say in Brno was a big festival, but we can say in Brno there was a big festival. So just remember guys, we can never start a sentence or a clause with a verb like is or are. If there's kind of no subject, then just put the word there. There is or there are. So some more examples could be something like, there is some sugar in the kitchen. There is some sugar in the kitchen. Or, there are some students waiting for you. There are some students waiting for you. We cannot say, are students waiting for you? Now, something really interesting about there is and there are is we can contract both of them to theirs. So there is, we can say theirs, but also there are, we can say theirs. Both there is and there are contract to theirs. For example, we could say, there's some sugar in the kitchen. That's there is some sugar. Or, there's some students waiting for you. That's there are. So this is really awesome, guys, because you don't need to remember there is or there are. Just remember theirs and use it for everything. All right, last thing to mention, guys, is of course you can also use this in questions. Just flip or totiž the there is or there are. So as a positive sentence, you would say there is some sugar in the kitchen. If this was a question, just flip and say, is there some sugar in the kitchen? And now it's a question. Or the positive was, there are some students waiting for me. The question would be, are there some students waiting for me? So we just flip to make questions. Alright guys, so that was just a short lesson about there is and there are. Just remember to never start a sentence with a verb. Always start with there is or there are. I really hope you enjoyed that topic. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. And remember, you can download the Speak Like Me app for Android or iOS to learn a bunch of words that you probably don't know but definitely should know. And you can also listen to the Speak Like Me podcast for some advanced listening practice and to get a deeper dive into a lot of these topics. You can also check out our free Essential English leaflet, which you can download at the link in the description. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.